Hey, Darius, thanks for taking the time to do this. We appreciate it. Um, just wanted to start by checking in with you just to see how you're doing, having come through, kind of being on injured reserve and how you're feeling moving forward.
Right. I'm getting better daily by day. Every day just is a work in progress. Obviously in a game, felt good to be back out there. And then being on IR, I think it was good because obviously it helped get the ankle right. So everything overall is feeling great.
As you guys move towards kind of this final game before the bye, I guess for lack of a better term, the second half of the season, how do you feel like about where you guys are as a team and as a defense specifically?
Right. I think we're right where we want to be. We're still in control of our destiny. You know what I mean? Obviously, this later half of the season's, all the tougher teams, a lot of good competition, but we're right where we want to be, and we just take every game 1 week by it, like 1 week at a time. And defensively, we obviously know that we got Stafford, we got a offense that's on fire right now. So all we got to do is continue to do our job, get teams off the field, and get them the ball back.
And then finally, from me, just you're playing this year on that restricted free agent tender, with unrestricted free agency kind of out there, possibly waiting for you. Do you have a desire one way or the other? I mean, would you, under ideal circumstances, want to be extended by the Rams before you hit free agency, or are you just kind of going to check that out when that opportunity is available?
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to any of that stuff. I don't try to, think about any of the contract stuff. Obviously over here is awesome. McVay and them are awesome. Over there would be cool, but I don't really get into any of that stuff. I'm not really extensions and any of that stuff. Just trying to play ball.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Jordan?
Hey Darius, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good, thanks. So wondering kind of, you had a unique perspective, I think, heading into the Tennessee game in terms of some of the things that rotation, certain things that guys had to do in your place. And I'm wondering what you thought of that and what your communication in that regard with them was like as they were trying to put things together.
Yeah, I think really we're just trying to, obviously we're kind of dinged up at our position. So I think we're just trying to limit our reps, not do anything crazy to keep any of us out any longer than we have to be. So, obviously all of our guys have been playing real good. So that just shows that we got a lot of depth and we can actually trust everybody in our room. You know what I mean? So we just all got to look out for each other, especially ones who are injured.
And kind of a pivot question a little bit, but you've known Jalen now for a couple of years, and you knew him when he came into this team and was sort of dealing with a lot of things, probably I would imagine at that time, just the change and all of that. Mm-hmm. And you know him now, and I'm wondering how is he different to you?
He's just understanding of everybody now. Like before, like Jalen, he's a big rah-rah guy. That's how he leads. I feel like now he's just doing his thing, playing his ball. And that's one of the greatest things that he does. You know what I mean? So just seeing him mature, seeing him take on all these different roles, playing outside, playing basically everything. Just seeing him mature, seeing him still have that passion and that intent, but also knowing his guys in the room. I think that's cool to see.
Yeah, did you get a sense that it was sort of an empowering thing for him to be assigned the task of by coaches and you guys as well of needing to be that leader?
Right. Yeah. So, it's one thing being a leader, and it's another thing being like a vocal leader. But when you have a guy that's that passionate, that plays just like his passion, like you want him to be vocal. You want him to always come in and take charge and stuff because that's what gets the team going. Even on the sidelines, you'll hear him on the sidelines telling us like we got to get back into the game, like we got to get stops, whatever it is. Like all that powers us up. It fires us up. So obviously that's what we love to see from him.
And sorry guys, last one for me, Darius. It almost feels like sometimes you can tell when he's going to make a play before it happens. Like you feel sort of that swell of energy from you guys. Do you feel that right before, and the crowd kind of gets into it too.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like predictive. You just kind of know that he's something about the way he carries himself. Have you guys gotten that from him?
Right. I don't know what he knows. I just know that that man is a freak of nature. You know what I mean? Like he might be out of the play, but somehow he'll get into the play. Like he is that just crazy gifted. So me personally, I don't know when he's gonna make a play. I just know if we need a play, he can make a play. So, and that's probably one of the best things.
Thanks, Darius. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Nick?
Hey, Darius. Obviously, this is a NFC West opponent. It's a big time game, Monday Night Football. But how big is this game for you all mentally as far as being able to get a win? You know, they've been in kind of a thorn in you guys' side for the last couple of years.
Whoa. I say it's, yeah. Obviously, we know the energy between this team, like between the two teams. We know it's gonna be physical. We know it's gonna be talking. So, I think the game is just gonna be. I think it's gonna be physical. I think it's gonna be. It depends on. I'm not gonna say the refs, but just letting us play ball because that's the type of game it's gonna be. And we just know how important it is because we don't look at records. We don't look at any of that stuff. We know our division is arguably the best division. We know at any time in the season, you know, teams can just come back and just start rallying wins. So we just look at them as the same opponent that we've been looking at them as, and we're just coming out to try to dominate.
And for you personally, how much have you feel like you've grown this season in this defensive scheme and being able to have yourself out there and be able to be a constant contributor?
Right. I'm just taking coaching, just trying to take coaching more. But I feel like where we're headed and where we are is real great. And I think that's all that matters. Our defense is heading in the right direction. Our offense is obviously in the right direction. And I'm just here to do my part. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be too big, be whatever it is, just do my part of defense.
And lastly, for me, having, Raheem Morris as the D coordinator, what have you learned specifically from him that has helped you in your game personally, just making sure you're on the same page and on board with the defense?
Right. I think what he brings is he's real intelligent. He's a real smart guy. And he tells us why we're calling plays. So we try to call the plays to match up, like what we can be aggressive on, like what we could do. And things like that. I think that's really helpful. He tells us why he's calling stuff. He tells us when he's going to call it. And that's why basically it puts us in position to make plays.
Thank you, Darius.
Yeah.
Last two people, Kevin and Stu, rapper Stu.
Good morning, Darius. There was a lot of discussion in the offseason about the loss of John Johnson and then whether Jordan Fuller could step into that role of defensive signal caller. I'm curious how it's been different, if it's been different with him, what he's brought to that leadership role and to the just the role of playing safety.
Right. I obviously know. I think the only difference between them two is just the amount of years. Because he came in right away, took over the job, and he does it real well. Gets us all aligned, gets us communicated. We're not out there with our hands all up, looking for plays or anything like that. So obviously he's real skilled at his job, real skilled at the position. So although we lost AJ, I feel like it was more experience rather than anything because Fuller comes in, he takes control, he takes command. We're on from there.
Mm-hmm. And then the Rams have been really good at bouncing back from kind of off nights, off days like you had last Sunday. What accounts for that? I mean, asked other people, they say, well, that's all about having the right guys, the right leaders, the right coaches with the right mindset. But is there anything more specific about it that makes this team good at putting those bad games behind you?
Yeah, I think everybody just wants to get better. Nobody likes losing. And I think that's basically what we have in our locker room is every guy, we know how serious every game is, whether it's a divisional opponent, whether it's an AFC team. So a loss is a loss and it hurts and nobody wants to deal with it. So we all come back ready to work every week, next week. And we just know like in a sense, everybody always says like if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So we just try to put that behind us. We don't also think about too many losses. You know what I mean? Like we got, obviously we're winning philosophy. We got a winning team here. So we don't try to dwell on losses. We just put them behind us and move forward.
Thank you.
A wrap up with Stu here.
Hey, Darius, what was it like just seeing guys like Robert Rochelle and Dante Dion get some opportunities as you were working your way back? Just guys that, fans, observers, whomever hadn't really seen much of, and then what value did that create for the defense? Just those guys being able to get those ops.
Right. I mean, I'm especially proud of Didi because he's had a long time coming. So just to see him out there playing fast is just great to see, obviously. And then when it comes to Scooter, he's a rookie, so any reps he can get, any snaps he can get, I think that's where all that comes from. Is just game reps, maturity in the game, and that's also fun to see. Just seeing him, if he asks me questions, whatever it is, just trying to get him ready. But it also provides a lot of depth. Like we don't just have to get out there. It doesn't have to just be me and Jalen or whatever it is. Like we also have depth in our room, and I think that says a lot.